Welcome back to another Hbar update. Since the last video, we have seen that Hbar actually lost the range lows. In the last update, we were saying that to end this correction with this nice bounce on capitulation day, we need to now see Hbar holding above 25 and 27 cent. And unfortunately, since my past video, it's developed and lost that key level of support. That was the risk because although I was saying Hbar needs to reclaim 25 or just hold 25 and 27 in order to continue back to the highs. And of course, a further break of 33 and 36, meaning we actually start a macro continuation of the trend to the upside, targeting around 70-80 cent. So breaking this is very key. While underneath this, and now breaking down below 25 cent, it's looking highly likely that we're going to fill in the wick. The only crypto that could stop this is Bitcoin itself. So I've made a Bitcoin update today. Go ahead and check it out. I'll do some brief analysis. Bitcoin has a falling wedge at the moment, but it's currently pumped from yesterday's close into resistance. In actual fact, you can see it's breaking out of the falling wedge, but there's a lot of resistance in the way. The moving averages, 100k psychological level. We're on Friday, the stock market shuts. Usually the weekend we dump, so a pump into the weekend could be a false move to trap traders in longs that are leveraged off of this move. Also, even if we actually reclaim the psychological level of 100k and the moving averages to solidify the breakout, the target then becomes where we just dropped from, 105 and 107. But this is a key level of resistance, which sent price down to $91,000. I was making everyone aware on this first dump off over here in my Bitcoin updates that it was going to move up into 105, 107 and then roll over. So the risk is until we reclaim that level, even with the breakout and a potential close above 100k, we still have other key resistances in the way that could send Bitcoin and altcoins much lower. So that's the risk with Hbar at the moment. Bitcoin can look like it's about to break out and it still be a lower high and come back down to 93k. If Bitcoin does that bearish move, I see Hbar coming back down into around 18, 19 cents. However, if Bitcoin manages to break through those red boxes, 102, 105 and 107,000, then Hbar has the chance of reclaiming 25 to 27 cent. That is a very important going forward because guys, if we actually come back down to the 200 EMA, this is great for resetting the trend. It means we've reset the uptrend after pumping very violently off of the November low. It was a 800% move. So the cool off makes sense. And we've seen the dump and that capitulation. Just usually when we see such big wicks, we do tend to wick fill. So my worry, even with Hbar pumping 8% today, and actually can pump even more today, it could pump to 10, 11, 12% today. It could actually pump even further up until 27, 28 cent and still eventually roll over. So it could be a bull trap if Bitcoin chooses to do so. We know the levels Bitcoin needs to reclaim. So if you're interested in following along with those Bitcoin updates, I would suggest at the end of this video, I'll tag the Bitcoin update that I've made today and just head over to that afterwards. Now, the next part of this video update, and hopefully you've enjoyed it so far, please go ahead and support the channel, like, subscribe, comment. We're under 1,000 subs away from 10,000. So help me achieve that if you could, please. And for Hbar, the next part of this video is not one that I want to make, but it's definitely not a nail in the coffin just yet. But there are some warning signs. So what I need to see from Hbar again, is I've already mentioned zooming in the levels it needs to reclaim and break. So that's true. The reason it needs to do all of that is if we fill in the wick, we've got this massive move down. And as we have multiple resistances in the way, could lead to a lower high and then a lower low. Now, I don't want this to happen because this would happen to all of crypto. That would mean Bitcoin losing 90,000 and tapping into the 80s. I don't want that to be the case. I want everything to continue higher from here. But there is that risk at the moment, just to make you aware. If we're pumping, it's into resistance, unless proven otherwise, as at the moment, we're seeing bearish crosses, we're seeing price under the moving averages, even though we've got the longer term uptrend 200 EMA down over here, which we've already reset with this wick. So we've reset the uptrend. This is fine, even if we fill in the wick to eventually continue high. It's just on that journey up, whether it's from here now or we go down a little bit more and come back up. There's all this resistance over here in the way, and this is where it could form a lower high and then a lower low under the 200 EMA. At that point, the 200 EMA would be flipped into resistance and you start this new downtrend. I do not want that to happen, but I'm just letting you guys know that there are probabilities of that while we trade under the price of 25, 27, and actually all the way up until 33 and 36 cents. So all of this is because that correction that we put in here, the top being April last year, I placed my fibs, it's bullish above this zone. And once we get up into this area, we've met our targets. So a correction happens, as you can see, playing out live. And now we've got this big gap created, pumping into resistance. It's likely that we fill it in. The move back up needs to break through all of this, and it could still be a lower high if it fails to, and then a lower low. At that point, you're under the 200 EMA, so it can develop really badly. And this is the best performing coin off of the low, alongside XRP. So if they're well positioned for something like that, but the rest of the market has not been performing well, they're not well positioned for a move like that. So that's why I really don't want the market to experience a move down like this. And I made a Bitcoin update yesterday, 25 minutes long. I actually included some TA like this on Hbar, on many coins. I analyzed the whole market. So I urge you all to check out the updates on Bitcoin from today and yesterday if you do have some spare time. It'd be really appreciated just to make you aware of those other possibilities. It's not always green. So we just really need to be careful. What we need to see is a reclaim of 25, 27 and a reclaim of 33, 36. And as you can see, we can go all the way up until $1.50. That's it from me today. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. If you want to learn how to do this yourself, how to use the fibs, then use the links in the description down below and join the Discord community. Cheers.